All this week at CBC Saskatchewan, we're honoring our young leaders in our community with our annual Future 40 list. They're all 40 years old or younger and shaping the future of our province. One of them is Helen Vangool, an educator with a passion for social justice and anti-racist education. Thanks for joining us, Helen, and congratulations on being named one of CBC Saskatchewan's Future 40 winners.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
So now, why did you get into teaching?
Oh, that's a big question. I love children. I actually went into teaching because I had some negative experiences growing up, going through the education system myself. I kind of felt othered and like I didn't quite belong. And not to blame the teachers. I had really great teachers, but I think it was just a lack of people knowing how to be anti-racist and anti-oppressive in the classroom. And so when I went to university, I took a class from a professor who was just that. He was anti-racist and anti-oppressive, and he helped me see things in a way that helped me kind of understand why I felt the way I did going through the education system. And because of that, he inspired me to go into teaching and to do that myself.
So part of your impact on the province when it comes to education is from your social media accounts. What kind of response have you been getting from the community?
Really good ones, actually. I've gotten really good responses from actual students who are still in the education system, asking me questions and telling me that I'm making them feel like their voices are being heard, which is great. Other educators have reached out to me, both white and visible minorities, who've either shared their experiences or have asked kind of for advice on how to approach topics of racism in the classroom. And lots of people have told me that it's changed the way that they look at things and the way that they do things in the classroom. And so it's been a very positive experience.
So you're not only helping teach students, you're also educating other teachers on how to be more inclusive and anti-racist in the classroom. How do you begin those conversations?
I think I start by sharing my own experiences. It makes it, I think, feel more real and valid then to people who are hearing about the problems and harmful practices that people use in the classroom. And then I just go into examples, like everyday examples, mistakes that I've done, things that I am doing that have impacted my students and how I've heard about that. And when I share those experiences, when I share those stories, I think it's what inspires teachers to take that on as well.
So what would you say is the biggest challenge in terms of addressing racism here in Saskatchewan?
I'd say the biggest challenge is that there's a lot of people who still are in denial that white privilege and racism exist here in Saskatchewan. I think there's a general misunderstanding of what racism is, and I think it's that people don't normalize conversations about race enough. And I think once we start doing that, and now that we have started doing that, we're starting to recognize the inequities that exist in our society, right? Like systemic racism and the problems in education, the problems in our justice system. And when we start doing that, when we start talking about race, we start to realize that we can make change. And I think that's what we need to work on here in Saskatchewan, is talking about it and not being afraid to be called racist, because everyone is either racist or anti-racist. It's our actions, not who we are. So when we look above the individual and look at the system, I think that's how we're going to start to make changes here.
Thank you so much, Helen.
Thanks for having me.
Helen Vangool is an educator and Future 40 winner based in Saskatoon. You can check out our full list of winners on our website at cbc.ca/sask.